old bastard to run the country. Amen.
Amen.
I wrote a letter to the president, and I'm just going to read parts of it. Dear Miss, no, it's 6 minutes. I don't want to do that to you. I'll send it out. Dear Mr. President, I'm writing you this letter, which you will perhaps read when you have time. We have heard this week that you will bomb military airports in Syria, and you say it must be done because the president of Syria used chemical weapons on his own people. You seem to believe it is the obligation of the United States to punish the criminals, to discourage future crimes. You're willing to do it, basing your decision on a conviction that the president of Syria is the criminal, though the rest of the world is not so sure. Your eagerness to bomb another Mideast country is suspect. Why do you really want to plunge your country into another war? George Bush began so many of them that the country is now in a cycle of financial decline. We cannot afford the wars he started, which you have continued, and now you want to start another one. In your passion to bomb Syria, Mr. President, I do not sense concern for international law or for the people of Syria. However, reading the Project for a New American Century website, I do understand that some people see political necessity in the subjugation of all governments that are independent of the United States. When condemning the use of chemical weapons in Syria, you have avoided discussing the use in 2004 of depleted uranium and of white phosphorus by the U.S. military on the Iraqi city of Fallujah. These war crimes have been ignored in the United States. Your Justice Department has recently requested a sort of amnesty for the chief architects in the Bush administration of the attack on Fallujah. If you can excuse President George Bush for his use of depleted uranium, what is your real reason in holding President Bashar al-Assad accountable for his alleged use of chemical weapons? I say alleged use because on Friday, yesterday, some rebels in the Damascus suburb of Ghouta told Associated Press correspondent Dale Gavlak that rebels were the ones responsible for the chemical weapons incident, stating that the chemical release was the result of accidents caused by rebels mishandling chemical weapons provided to them by Saudi Arabia. I do not know that this is true, but it may be, and therefore your hasty decision to bomb Syria is a dangerous rush to judgment based on another agenda. In other words, Mr. President, I accuse you and your supporters, including the acquiescent members of Congress, of hypocrisy. Mr. President, I will not support you. I am not on earth to kill poor and unsuspecting people. I do not say this to anger you, but my choice is made. According to the National Defense Authorization Act, which you signed into law on New Year's Eve of 2012, and which the Congress passed in neglect of their constitutional duties, I am fully aware that you may declare me now an enemy of the state and have me imprisoned by the military with no civil rights at all. I would suffer the torture that Private Manning suffered. It is legal for you to do that. Your agents in the FBI, the CIA, Homeland Security, or some mercenary black operations group may be here at this moment. I announce to you, Mr. President, and to them that I can usually be found at home. They can find me easily. Many people know where I live. But I want to add one final thing. I have no gun. If anyone comes for me, they can simply shoot, as they have so many times before. Sincerely, Robert Desmarais.
Yeah! Yeah, sure.